Hey guys, good morning from Fat Quarter Shop FlossTube. We're on week 2 of our So She Did Sew Along. So this is a brand new pattern by Laurie Holt. It is a full color pattern and she lists DMC and Floss colors. And I've seen a lot of people on social media doing different colored fabric and different colored sewing machines, so that's totally awesome. I love the pink ones. And this is what it looks like. This is on 14 count Aida. And so we're just doing quadrants. So last week we did the top left. This week we're going to work on the top right. And then we've got 2 weeks left. On the very last week I am going to show how you attach buttons. So that will be something that I haven't shown before. And this is Laurie's version where she put this on 25 count Lugana. So you can see the difference. And the sample on this sample was DMC. This sample we used Floss, so we're just showing you like a big variety of all the things you can do. So that's super exciting. And I think I'm just going to stitch for just a little bit, give you some tips on how I do an outline and then fill in. And then I have a lot of new stuff to show you, a lot of new Laurie stuff, a lot of finishes, a lot of content. So I'm just going to start stitching and then I can answer questions. I've already got a couple of questions that I can answer already. Mm-hmm. So I can start with those, but I'll just wait until...
Yeah, let me get the shot here. Excellent. And let me zoom in on this here. Okay. So, I think we've got a new super fan of Lily Garcia. First thing she said was, "Good morning, Kimberly and Lily. I have a question. Can you ask Denise what color did she use to stitch My Country from Country Cottage Needleworks, please?"
So on My Country, that we are using called for DMC colors, and we have a quilt kit that is online, and I'm going to show you that later in the day. And then also, okay, so I want to show you kind of where we're at. What we did was we did the left side, and then we did a lot of, I would say, outlines. So we outlined the outside and then part of the inside, so that all we need to do now is fill in the dark green, fill in the dark green, fill in the light green, fill in the light green, and then I'm going to do a button just so you can see. But basically by making these, I guess, grids or sections, you can just go back and fill in and you don't have to think. So if you're watching a good movie, you don't have to think, so you don't even need your pattern next to you because you can just think about it. And so we also did this line that is diagonal, sorry. We did the line that's diagonal so that we didn't stop it exactly here, because if you stop it exactly here, then when you start up, it's going to be a very clear line. So here you won't be able to see when we join the stitches. If you didn't want to do a diagonal line, you could do a zigzag line, and that really helps also. So now what I'm doing is I'm doing the wheel, and so I'm just going to do the outline. Of course, the very first stitch I did didn't make the hole. So that's kind of... I'll just keep going. So yeah, so the My Country I'm going to show later, and we have a kit for it. It's the called for DMCs, a really pretty cloth, and I will get to show you it's almost done so you can see how beautiful it is. Mm-hmm. And also one thing that I do when I'm stitching is I usually, if I can, I prefer to go top to bottom rather than bottom to top. And I'm using John James Petite gold needles because I can stitch in hand and travel because they're short. And this is 14 count white that I'm stitching on. Okay, sorry, now you can ask Lily, sorry.
You're good. Lily Garcia also said, "I saw Denise's finish and Priscilla and Chelsea's video, and oh my, I love the colors. Tell her that she is an amazing stitcher, please." And I will, she's sitting next to me, so she's aware. And she also said, "Kimberly, you are looking super cute today."
Oh, thanks. So on Denise's, we're going to have a kit of that. It is going to be on the Laurie Holt 10 count cloth, so that should be in soon. So when that comes in, we will have it. And then people are asking for the colors, because on that one we did change the colors, and we used Floss, and all of that information is on, if you just search the name of the pattern, which is red, white, and blue, we listed the colors so that, you know, if you wanted to buy a different cloth, you could at least know what we did. And if y'all want to see the beautiful work, we're going to have it probably next week. or you know, we'll definitely show it in our finishes section. But if you want to see it now, Priscilla showed it in the Real Housewives of Cross Stitch last Saturday, and since then she's finished it, and oh my gosh, I'm so jealous because it is so beautiful. And she finished it for Denise, so she's going to show it Saturday how she finished it, so that if you guys stitch it, y'all could be inspired and use her ideas.
Okay, and Vicki on Facebook was asking, do you have a kit for this project that you're working on?
So we sell the cloths separately, and we have 2 floss packs, either a DMC or an Aura floss, and you can purchase the pattern. So we just do that because Laurie likes to have lots of options. She doesn't want us to kit it exactly because she wants you to be able to pick, for example, between the white and the brown, and if you want DMC or you want Aura floss.
White. And a quick shout out to Debbie Lutz because she said, good morning from almost in Denver, Colorado on a plane. She is watching us on an airplane.
Oh, that's awesome. I don't even know. I can't figure out Wi-Fi on a plane because I'm so silly. I cannot figure it out.
I can't either. Like, Wi-Fi on planes is weird.
I'm like, what?
They're all different.
I don't know. My mom knows how to do it. If I fly with her, I'm like, here, just do it. But otherwise, I don't even try anymore. I gave up.
It's true. Well, every airline does it differently, and then every plane does it differently.
Yeah, and I don't want to pay. I'm cheap. I don't want to pay for it.
Heather Snyder says, I know a lot have said DMC white is not easy to stitch with, and not covering well. I am expecting this as well. What are your recommendations for alternatives, as an example, or floss, fancy floss, etc.?
So someone suggested anchor white. So Denise was super nice and went to Stitches from the Heart in San Antonio and got me an anchor white, and I'm going to be trying it to see what I think. The jury's out because I haven't tried it yet, but I'm going to try that. I think the key to white though isn't really the floss. I think it's railroading and just being making sure your stitches are flat. I don't really have a problem with white coverage. I just have a problem with white stitches being laying flat. But like I feel like the I don't feel like it's like coverage. I just feel like it's harder to stitch, if that makes sense. Like I'm trying to get my words, but I think it's just harder to make it as pretty as the gray or as pretty as a red.
Okay. And Michigan Gal gave us a super chat, so
thank you.
Confetti cannon for Michigan Gal. I'm going to pop your comment on the screen. She said, are you stitching 1X at a time?
Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm stitching a row at a time, but as I need to go down, my next stitch is going to be here, so I don't want to travel from here to here. So I just did the first stitch. I'm going to do the rest, and then I'm going to come down, and it's just to save a tiny bit of thread so I don't have to change my thread as much. I hope that makes sense.
Robin Key on Facebook was asking, when do the chalkboard kits ship?
Last day in June.
The last day in June.
Last day in June.
So the patterns are supposed to arrive any day. We do have the floss. We have everything we need except for the floss. Sorry, yes, the pattern. So we have everything we need except for the pattern. So when the patterns come, we'll be assembling them, getting them ready, and then next week on next week's FlossTube I'll be able to show you the chart, and I can actually show you a kit that we put together so you can see if you're in our club how it's going to look when you get your package in the mail.
Alright. A question from Mary Pankinen. She says, I'm sure you've mentioned it before, but I've missed it. How do you know what size needle to use for cross stitching, and are there different size? What are the different sizes for?
So I will talk about that I'll talk about it in a little bit because I have a tool that we got. And I finally learned how to use it because I'm a dingbat and I didn't understand it. And then now I understand it, so I'll show it to you, and it'll make your life easier. It's I wish I knew it a couple months ago when I started back into cross stitch because I was completely clueless and it would have helped me. So I'll make sure that I don't forget that. And then here, so I've come to the end. I'm just gonna pull this in. And then I'll start stitching again.
Jane Bromley on Facebook was asking, can you stitch in hand on 10 count?
I think it's harder. Stitching in hand is easier when you have a stiffer fabric. I have tried it and have not gotten it to work. So 10 count, I would definitely use a Q-snap. I don't feel like it has enough stiffness to it to stitch in hand. But I will say, Laurie, she might be in the chat, Laurie Holt stitched hers in hand. So it's doable. It's definitely doable. And now that I have more experience, maybe I would be able to. I'm just waiting for more of that to come back in stock. So when it comes back in stock, I'll be stitching some stuff. So I do the loop method when I start. So I'm just gonna start again. I'm gonna go to the top and then travel down because it's easier to travel down than up for me. I think other people do it opposite, and that's okay.
And Nicole Moeller on Facebook was asking, hi, is this pattern available as PDF for us international customers in the future?
It is not. Sorry.
Okay. And then we were getting some questions in the feed asking for the Sew She Did, how do they post on Instagram? What do they have to do to be recognized on Instagram for posting their Sew She Did?
Can you answer, Lily?
Yeah, it's the hashtag
So she did SAL.
So She Did SAL. I was like, let me get it right. I'll pop it up on the screen in a sec.
And then we have our winner from last week. So Lily, if you want to go ahead and
I'll
show
just
that'd be.
yeah.
Yeah, and the only reason, I always mess up the hashtags, so I don't think I'm allowed to say hashtags anymore. Because I mess them up every time.
But yeah, that's our winner, Jennifer. You guys can see her work right there. So yeah, all you have to do is hashtag So She Did SAL. I'll pop it on screen here in a sec. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. There you go. Yay, graphics. Okay. Okay. Candy Kerr says, Kimberly, it looks like you're doing the sewing method from the top to the bottom. I'm having such a hard time getting it. I've watched PNC video like 10 times and still can't get it.
Okay, so what I'm doing is my hand is just like this on the back. And I have to keep all the fabric out of the way. So I roll my fabric where I cover what I've stitched or cover the front, because you would rather the front get dirty. If you roll to the back, you would rather your front be clean and your back get dirty if it got dirty. So first of all, I roll this in. I usually wonder clip it in place at the top and the bottom. I keep that out of the way so that my hand can get to the back of my stitching. And my fingers are all right here. And as I'm stitching, I'm literally touching my finger as I go through. Like that needle is on my finger. It doesn't hurt it. And I push up from the back. And I'm keeping the fabric, my fingers right here, just really taut. And I don't have any room for, it's not like if I didn't have it in place, I couldn't do it. So I just keep it as taut as I can. So that's what I do. and I just kind of rock the needle. I think the key is keeping it firm, keeping your finger in the back. I mean, of course, my finger doesn't even really get sore. What happens with my finger is you cut it. So I cut, like right here, I cut with my scissors. Like I literally, like, it just went boop the other night.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I mean, that's, my scissors are the danger, not the needle. So here I've got the wheel outlined. And so really what I would do from here, because we're doing this quadrant, is I would go ahead and fill in all the sections. Dark green, light green, dark green, light green, yellow. And then I would kind of start coming down here and doing this. But now that we've got 5 sections that you just have to fill in, you just fill it in. And so maybe that will help you save time, because if you had to count every single row, that would really be a pain in the butt. The way that I'm kind of storing my pieces when I'm done is I'm just putting my needle kind of hidden in here, and then I just roll it up, and then I put it in a plastic bag. Here's another needle down here. And so that's kind of what I've been doing. I'm gonna move this over here. So that would be my tip for this week, is just to work on, there is also a gray little line right here. So the next step I would do is put this gray line right here, and then you could fill in all the rest. I guess the gray line is, actually there's actually, okay, so this is the bottom knob. I need to do the other knob outline and then the line. So that's what I would do next. I would do the next knob, the gray, and then I would just go all fill in. So that's what I would do to save time. And then next week we will do, I'm going to show you how to do this yellow and how to travel without showing your thread behind your work. So that'll be what I do next week. And then I wanted to show you, of course, I have lots of new stuff. Lots of, too much new stuff. I mean, almost like so much new stuff that I can't even like keep the names straight, if y'all want to know the truth. I almost feel like I just have too much. So again, so she did, Laurie Holt, super cute. So Laurie has some new paint that came out. It came out last week. It's called Chalky Chicks Paint, and it is by a company called Two Chicks and a Tool Belt. And she's got a lot of colors, so I just brought some of them. But Laurie made me some stuff, and I'm so excited because she knows I'm not going to paint. I'm not a painter. So this is like how it's packaged. It's so cute. So there's different colors. Like this one is overalls.
Can you show the bottom of the thing so we can see the color of it?
Yes.
Thank you.
Overalls. Picket fence, which is my favorite. And morning sky. And so she painted me some stuff. So I remember in a previous live stream I had shown you guys this, which is a bamboo lipper holder, and it's super cute because you can put like seam ripper, friction pins here, and then maybe some rulers here, and then on another one you could put your rotary cutter. So it's a great kind of a way to separate. It's got like this so that you could separate your tools within it. So I sent her some a while ago because of course I knew she was going to have paint, and she painted it my favorite color. So she painted it aqua, and then not only did she paint it aqua, she put one of her stitch cards on it, and she has new lace coming out, and so she put the lace around it.
It's so cute.
I know, it's so cute. So I'm super excited because now that I showed it on my live stream, I can take it home and use it. So she painted it for me. I think she's gonna paint some more. So cute. And it would also be cute if you just put the rickrack on it. And I think she hot glued it. And this is her 25 count Lugana right here. We bought this little thing, and it's like, I think it's too small for the piece.
Yeah, I think we need to get a different stand.
Because it keeps breaking. And then she took, okay, this is so genius. She took the large vintage trim spool when it's done, and she painted it. And she made me a pin cushion on top.
Oh, that's so cute.
I know. So it's like a flower. It's so cute. And it's got her pins in it. So it's got her fabric, her paint, her vintage trim. It's all Laurie. So, I mean, she made sure that it's like, yeah. So it's so cute. So I can't wait to take it home.
Do you think you could, because I saw this question on the YouTube comments a while back. Do you think you know the size of the spool when it's empty? Like how tall it is?
Yeah, if you hand me that ruler right there by you.
Wait. Oh, I see it.
Three and a half.
Yay.
So 3.5 inches right here. So this is the large vintage trim.
Confetti cannon for Laurie for making all this stuff.
I know. And then she took the small vintage trim, which is here.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, and then she put her little lace on it. And then she put her she sent me scissors. And she was like, you can switch the scissors to the yellow, because she knows I use the yellow. But oh my gosh, it's so cute. So, and then another thing I was thinking was Aurifloss. When you use up the Aurifloss spools, these little Aurifloss spools, I've been saving them. I have about 30 now. When they're used up, you could paint these. So I'll have to do something with it. But yeah, I'm super excited. So if you're a painter, if you're into paint, she has chalky paint. I'm super excited about it. It's something totally different. So I don't know. Like, I don't know if people are gonna like love it, know what to do with it. I know she's gonna do some videos, and we're gonna do some stuff here too. We, not meaning me, because I'm just not good with paint. So we went and bought a paintbrush, and we're gonna play with the paint and see what we can come up with. So I'll keep showing new stuff because we have so much. So we have Jolly July coming up. So Jolly July is going to be an ornament extravaganza, and we put together this cute little calendar. So if you want to participate with Jolly July, you could just, we made the boxes really big. You could put like, I'm working on Ho 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 by Hands On Design, or I'm working on Merry Christmas by Country Cottage Needleworks, and you could just keep track of it. And then of course you could keep track of it in here too. So Priscilla, what she did is she made a whole journal with Jolly July, because she's obviously going to probably do 50. I just kept going from my mania. I just kept going. And then like this is my mania up to here, and then I started my Jolly July here. So just different ways to be organized and keep track of Kimberly's OCD-ness. That would be what that is. So I'm going to show you one that I did last week. This is Ho Ho Ho. It is by Heart in Hand, and I am doing some little beads. And I'm going to show you, I'll show you in the month how you put the beads on. I came up with a way, and we also did a video. So we'll release that video during Jolly July so you can see how you put the beads on. But I'm getting a couple ready in advance, because the very first week of July I'm going to be in Branson, Missouri for a dance thing. So if anybody has anything in Branson that's pretty cool, let me know so I can go check out Branson. I've never been there. I'm not going to have a rental car, but I can Uber anywhere. And then I can show you all, so that's kind of one of my finishes. And now I'm just going to show you like a big old hodgepodge of like different stuff we're working on. So I finished Quaker Flag. So again, we did this sew along, and it was, the hashtag was, Denise?
Quaker, FQS Quaker Flag.
Yeah.
FQS Quaker Flag. Look how pretty it is. Ooh. I'm so excited. So I love how it turned out, and the way that I stitched it, I get to use all of that and save that for another piece. So I'm going to send this to Priscilla. We sent her a cute little wooden piece that we found at Joann's. This one we found at Joann's. She's going to paint it, and then she's going to put this on it. And I'm so excited. So we're going to mail this to her today. And it's so pretty. And then I have something to tease. How am I going to do this? Okay. So we got a new pattern. It inspired me, and so it came like Tuesday. The bag was done by Sunday. So this is the back of my bag. I'm going to show you kind of a little snippet. And I kept the should I say, what's the name of the pattern?
Love My Stitching by Hands on Design.
Love My Stitching by Hands on Design. So I changed mine a little bit. I changed my assembly of my bags because the way that it's assembled in the pattern is great, but it's more for a bag maker, and I didn't think I could get the seams to line up right, so I kind of did it my own way. So I took my whip bag that I just did a video on, and I did the same measurements but changed it. And so I'm just going to tease a little bit about what I did. So this is like a little bit of it. So super cute. I don't want to show all of it yet. But the pattern fits inside perfectly. So this is a pattern. We ordered a lot of them. And so after we finish the Sew She Did Sew Along, I'm going to talk about, because I changed some of the design on the front, I changed some of the bag, I kind of just made it a Kimberly bag. I kind of went crazy with creativity. But it's super cute, and I used Laurie's rickrack. See her little rickrack? So see, there's her rickrack that comes on the spool that when you're done, you can paint. Because Laurie uses every piece of everything.
Vintage trim.
Vintage trim, oh my gosh, vintage trim. So we have this came in, this is a brand new pattern by Country Cottage Needleworks. It came in within the last month. It is called My Country. And we put a kit together, and we're stitching the kit so that you can, you know, see it. But the kit is available now, and we're using the called for DMC colors, and Denise is making it. It's so cute.
Confetti cannon for Denise.
Yes, and I love I'm not much of a flower person, but if you want to like look at the detail in this rose, no, that's good. Stay right there. So it's just really pretty, and there's no back stitches, and it's just beautiful, and there's no back stitches. And I'm all about no back stitches. Like if a pattern has a back stitch, I don't even care. I'm like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing a back stitch. I might do one, but I don't do two. It's like applique. It's like, I just don't want to go there. I don't know. So I'm going to show you some other things. Okay, so Cheryl's been busy. This is Liberty. First, I'll show you the pattern. So this is Liberty by With Thy Needle and Thread by Brenda Gervais. I'm trying to get it's crooked because I want the glare to come out because the sun is right there. And then this is her stitching. And so she is using a linen. She's using a Belfast 32 count vintage country mocha. So this is what she used to make this. And then she just got the package and she just trimmed it down. It's so pretty, it's so fragile. And then you can see, okay, I want to show you again. You can really see the variegation in the letters. Like the variegation in the thread. So that's beautiful. And she's just using the called for colors. She didn't change her colors. She's really good. She's not like me and Denise. She leaves things the same. Me and Denise make everything overcomplicated. So if you want your life overcomplicated, just come to my office and I'll overcomplicate it for you real quick. Ask Lily. I do overcomplicate things. I do. I overcomplicate everything. Okay, she also made, and this is so cute, Sweet Land of Liberty. So first I'll show you the pattern. Heart in hand. And here is, okay, so in the stars, she did these stitches, not in the stars, in the stripes, okay. What are they called?
Smyrna.
Smyrna. So I don't know if you can see right there, the Smyrna. And we did a video, she did a video for us that we're going to come out with next month that shows tips on how to do a Smyrna.
Yeah, that's what they're called.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Okay, so where is right there?
Right there, yeah.
So it's on the white. No, it's on
There
the
you go, yeah.
it's on the little stripes. And so it gives it like a little texture that oh, and there's some in the red too. Like I would have never even known, and if it's hanging on the wall, you wouldn't even see it. Like her, I mean, obviously her husband doesn't cross stitch. Her husband is awesome. His name is JV. He's very funny. But he would never know. But it just gives it like a texture. It kind of just pops out, and it's so pretty. And I'm always in awe of her work because it's just beautiful. Actually, I told you wrong. Liberty is just on what is the color she told me?
Platinum.
Platinum. This is platinum, sorry. This one is vintage country mocha.
There we go. I was like, I think they look a little different.
Yeah, because I can't remember anything from 5 minutes ago.
Oh.
And then this one's super cute. Wee Ones. So Heart and Hand does this little thing called Wee Ones, and they're like birds. It's like a bird on a holiday. So this one is 4th of July bird, and she used DMC, and she stitched on 32 count Belfast Platinum. And then I want to just show you, like, I'm going to show you the back too, because her back is awesome. Oh my gosh. So I love showing you all of Cheryl's stuff because I stitch on Ada and she stitches on linen. It's so beautiful. Oh, and it has a Smirnoff too, or
A
Smyrna, whatever. It's a little star.
And we've got lots of people in the comments wondering what a Smyrna is. We have a video coming up that's going to show you exactly that.
It's a star.
It's a star.
It's a star, and one of the things she shows is how you start with the plus rather than the X, because if you start with the X, it doesn't end up as pretty, and some of the patterns start with a X rather than a plus, but if you do it the way that Cheryl does, it's beautiful. So the video will come out soon. We've also got some new stuff. Stitch cards, obviously stitch cards. This is another way you can use them. And then, this is how Priscilla finished it. This time it's not broken. We broke it last time.
Just don't take anything off.
Yeah, just don't take anything off. So we've got this at Hobby Lobby. And the reason we're doing it this way is so that you can take it off. It's got magnets. We're not going to take it off because we don't want to break it. But next, for the set, this is set A stitch cards. Then set B, set C, set D, E, F, G, all that can go. I don't know. I'm like hyper today. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm just going to apologize for my hyperness. But I'm like really hyper. And I didn't even have anything. So it's so you can switch it out. So there's that. And then we have a ton of like new stuff.
Oh, sorry. Let me tell you what Denise and I are laughing. Several people in the comments, when you said Smyrna, misheard and thought you said Smirnoff, which is vodka. So lots of people Smirnoff, like vodka.
Oh, no, I didn't mean, I'm sorry.
That's hilarious, you guys.
Yeah, I didn't mean to. I don't know. So, I have some new piggy needle.
Sorry.
Have you not seen these?
I have not seen them yet. I mean, I've seen the ones.
So,
but
it's so cute. It's piggy. It's a little piggy. So you can put the piggy on your work. So like, maybe like we could put it on Cheryl's work. So like you put it on, and it's just a little magnet, and then when you are stitching, you can just throw your magnet on there and it'll stay. Like you could put your scissors on there.
Whoa.
Yeah. So it's just cute, and it's piggy. And I just dropped everything, but that's okay. This is the story of my life today. I'm a hot mess. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. But yeah, piggy needle minders. And we're gonna have another one coming up too. So, and I only did that because I kept getting requests, like Gabriel kept asking me, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm just gonna make them because I had some leftover buttons that just another button company made me. So we just used the leftovers, and they're super cute. So one thing that we did is we decided that we didn't have enough ornaments because, you know, like at Fat Quarter Shop, we just don't have enough. We just keep buying stuff and buying stuff and buying stuff. So we went through, and Lizzie Kate sold all of her stuff to 123 Stitch like a year or two ago. But Hoffman Distributors still had some of her Lizzie Kate stuff. So I'm just going to show you some of the stuff that we bought. There's just some cute little ornaments, and they'll last as long as we can get them from Hoffman. And then once they're gone from Hoffman, they're gone for good, unless you want to get them from another shop. But I know you all love Fat Quarter Shop, so I'm just going to show you a couple of them because they're too cute. This is my favorite out of all of them. So they're just like things that you could use for Jolly July, and also for Jolly July, if you don't want to do Christmas, you could do a tree of, because it's 31 ornaments, You could do a tree of July 4th. You could do a tree of spring. You could do a tree for like Easter. You could do a tree for Halloween. What did you say?
Halloween.
Oh, Halloween. Okay. Yeah, you could just make a tree for whatever. Like, I think we should just all have like 50 trees.
Yes.
So these are just some cute Lizzie Kate ones. And then there's this little sled, and so I'm gonna, on the last week, I'm gonna make sled little pieces, and I'll show you the one that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this one. So this is gonna round out my 31. I'm gonna do, there's 6 people in my family, and I'm gonna do different letters, and I'm gonna do sleds for all of us. And I'm gonna use the Mill Hill perforated paper and show how you cut it out and how you attach it to your sled. And that's gonna be awesome because I've never done it before, so I can test it out and see what works, what doesn't work.
Real quick, I just want to clarify because I see people were asking about your new whip bag, which is the one you kind of teased that we're going to.
It's right there.
No, the
oh
new
yes,
one.
Sorry.
So for those of you in the comments, it is not the one we did a video on. It is one that we are going to have coming up on the live stream.
Yes. So let me show you. So what I did, I'll talk through a little bit. I don't want to talk through it too much because I don't have enough patterns. I don't have enough of all the supplies, so I don't want you guys to feel like I'm showing you something and you can't get it. And we've got to get all our stuff together because I just literally slapped this together on Sunday. So this is the pattern. Love my stitching. It's with hands-on design, and the bag was designed by So Much to Love. So I basically took her measurements. I just assembled it a different way because I wanted to. And I like my bags to have binding. And I changed the pattern just slightly, like where it says it has a scissor and fob and my stitching. I wrote my name. I wrote Kimberly. And then, yeah, I just changed some things. So I just, and really the reason I'm going to do the video for you guys is just to show you. You can take someone's idea, buy the pattern. You can make it your own. You can change the fabric, you can change the cloth, you can change the thread, and you can make it fit what you're doing. So, and it's really, I had fun. I started it like Tuesday, Wednesday, and I finished it on Sunday. It took me a long time though. I'll tell you how long it took me. It took me, I was really like, I needed to be working and I was doing this. To stitch it, it took me 12 hours, and to sew the bag, it took me 3 hours. So, 15 hours in this bag, but it's cute.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. There was just, I didn't want anyone else getting confused.
So just a lot of new Christmas stuff, and then these are so cute. Oh gosh, little dove designs. Okay, so I really like their stuff, and I've never used their patterns, but I've always really liked them from afar. And we got 2 new ones, and they're awesome because on the inside they're full color. So I'm going to show you, I'm not going to give away the pattern, but I just want you to see how nicely they're done, because when I'm stitching, I like to stitch with something that's easy. So she puts it on 4 pages, and you like you put them together. So it's beautiful because it's in color, so it's easier to see, and the stitches are big, and so it's kind of easy to follow. So I really like that when I opened it. I always open everything. I like to see it. And then if you want to know, like if you're on our site and you click into a cross stitch pattern, on the very bottom, if the chart is in color, it will say this chart is in color, so that you can tell, because if you're somebody who just wants to buy charts in color, it will tell you. And then we got this new pattern, and we have a $25 gift certificate winner because she inspired us to buy this pattern, and Lily will pop her up. It is Elizabeth Gregory Chronister. And this is really awesome. It is all 50 states, and if you stitch it, it's 15 inches by 28. Oh my gosh. I cannot even. I think it's beautiful. And so we bought it just because, and I'm sure it's an older pattern, but I just really liked it, and I thought that it would work really well with the same exact colors we used in Quaker Flag, and since July 4th is coming up, it just is like perfect timing. So guys, that's what I have this week. I just have a ton of stuff, and I'm ready to answer all your questions because I've been talking a lot.
Oh, you're good. We have a ton of questions, so I will try to get to as many as we can here.
Okay.
Okay, we answered that one. Candy Kerr asked me to thank you for answering her question about stitching in hand earlier. So
Yeah,
Lily,
just really just put your hand back there. Denise is laughing at me. But that's really what it is. It's like, just, you gotta, and that needle's not gonna hurt you.
And then lots of people wanted me to let you know that your dress or top is cute.
Thank
I
you.
couldn't tell if it was a dress or just a top. Colleen Holt said, "Oh Lordy, what is a backstitch?"
Okay, so
If you need to do it on mine, you can.
what?
If you need to stitch
If
on
you need to
mine,
do it, you can
do it on
on
my country because the thread is already in the needle.
Oh no, it's okay.
If you need to.
It's like an accent stitch, and I'll do it sometime. It's just a little accent stitch. It's like an outline. So sometimes people's patterns might have a lot of back stitches to make the face pop out, or I'm just like looking around my office to see if
Quilter's
there's.
Cottage had backstitch in the clothesline.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to go grab it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll grab something and we'll show you a back stitch. I just don't like it because it's like an added stitch. Like when I make my stitch, I don't want to have to go back and add to it. So I'm just lazy like that. And I don't ever feel like it lays flat enough for me. So I try to avoid anything with back stitches.
And is it the same as backstitching in embroidery?
I have no idea.
Okay. A few people are asking. Okay. Next question. Hang on, sorry. Just trying to sort through all these.
Okay, so here's the back stitch. Where's the back stitch at?
And the clothesline.
On the clothesline.
Oh,
Right here.
okay. So these are little back stitches. Yes, these little white stitches are back stitches right there. And I like them on the clothesline because they're not on top of another item. But if you were to back stitch on the top of here, it just kind of gets bulky. So yeah, back stitch on its own, not on top of a stitch, I'm kind of okay with. Back stitch on top of a stitch? No.
Okay. Okay. From Deanna Payne, she says, "I can't get that shutter piece at my Hobby Lobby for the stitch cards." She said, "But I want to make one like that so I can change out all my stitch cards. Would you have any alternate ideas?"
I think that you could find stuff at Hobby Lobby, Michael's, or Joann's. I tend to start at Hobby Lobby because it's the cheapest. Then I go to Joann's, and then I go to Michael's last. We just got it very recently, so I think you could probably. I don't see it. It's not on their website. I do know that, but I mean, you could just find something that will work. I would just go to those stores. Home Goods, I wouldn't say really would have anything like that.
And Linda Gillespie says, "Does stitch card mean that you stitch on the paper?"
No.
She also said, "Coffee settles us hypers down," and vodka does too.
Coffee. I don't drink either one of those.
She does not drink coffee.
I don't drink coffee. And you know, my mom and I had a long discussion yesterday about coffee, and I was like, I'm 45. Like, why are we having this discussion about coffee? Okay, so stitch cards, the reason it's called stitch cards is because they are on little cards. And they're so pretty. And they're color, and they're on really nice paper. And so this is set A. Set A, but then there will be set B, C, D, E, F. Yeah, coffee. Yeah, I don't drink coffee. I don't know. I should. I don't know. I don't like the taste.
And a few people were reminding me that you were going to talk about the needle sizes and the gauge.
Yes, I am. I have to find it.
We can take other questions when we find it.
You just had it.
I know, I just had it.
On the bottom shelf.
Yeah, just ask questions, Lily. I got it.
Okay. Well, I've kind of started doing this thing where I pick my favorite comment of the week. This one has to be Pat Bros. Even though it's kind of quilting related, it's okay. I'll pop it up on the screen. She said she's removing the papers from her pineapple blocks as she's watching this. She said, "I need the Jolly Rippers to help me today." LOL.
Yes, you do need them.
Also, that sounds like an amazing band name, the Jolly Rippers. If your kids ever start a band, that's what they should be called.
I hope they don't start a band. They're like, I don't, okay, so we're going to have to go get one of those because I lost it in the meantime. Let me see. Yeah, I lost it. But also, I forgot to show you guys, we are having an auction for quilts now that we're talking about quilts, and we're benefiting Make-A-Wish on our quilting side of our business. We do a fundraiser every year for Make-A-Wish. We have raised over $21,000. We are now auctioning off 2 quilts by 2 amazing quilters, and the money goes straight to Make-A-Wish. So I thought I would show it on this channel, even though it's quilting related, because if you're a cross stitcher and you don't know how to quilt, here's your opportunity to buy a quilt that's already made and you don't have to do it. So this is by Pat Sloan. This is a free pattern available on our blog. And this one was made by Pat Sloan, and it's using Moda fabrics, and it's perfect for July 4th. And if you look in the description box, you can see how you can bid.
Yes, bidding on eBay.
Yes, and then I'll show you the back.
Ooh.
And again, this is a free pattern on the Fat Quarter Shop site. And then what we do is we ask if you use the pattern, and if you would like to donate, you can donate directly to Make-A-Wish. And then our second quilt is by Melissa Corey, and hers, she assembled hers a little bit differently, and she has Moda fabric on the top. Sorry, it's real. This one is really big and really heavy. I about lost my breath last week showing it. So it's just really big. And then this is the backing. Her backing is just a plain backing. It's not pieced. And so those are available to bid on if you want to see.
All right. Let me get back to questions here. Okay. Oh, okay. Amanda Smith was asking, love all the patterns you showed for Jolly July. Are you going to be selling the little sleds too?
Yeah, they're online. So if you type cross stitch sled, there's several cross stitch sled patterns, not only by Lizzie Kate, there's another designer that does them also. So this is the small one, and so we have this for sale. I was thinking about painting it.
That would be cute.
Because then it would not be brown, because I don't know that I want it to be brown. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the stitch gauge. So I'm going to stand right here. So this is a product that we sell, and I didn't really know what it was, and we were selling like a ton of them, like hundreds and hundreds, and I thought, what the heck are people doing with this? I don't even know what it is. So what it is you can lay the bottom lines, or you can lay your fabric on there, and if your squares line up with your lines like they do here, you know it's 14 count. The number on the top, so this is the count of fabric, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. The top number is the number of strands you would use. 4 strands, 3 strands, 3 strands, 2 strands. Sorry, it's... And then the number on the bottom is the size needle. So 20 count needle, 20 count needle, 22, 24. Sorry, I'm trying to... So basically the big number is the size of your fabric. The top right number is the number of strands, and the bottom right is the size of your needle. There you go. And yeah, so I think it's awesome, and the only reason I even realized what it was or what you do with it or anything like that was because we kept selling a lot of them, and I thought, well, this must have some kind of value if people are buying them. So it's great because it tells you the size of needle it recommends, and then the thread, and then when you get into like size 26, it might have a 1-3, and the 1 is if you're stitching over 1, you use 1 strand. If you're stitching over 2 strands, you use 3 strands. So it even works with linen, and then it's got a guide over here on the right side to tell you exactly what the numbers are, so if you get it and you forget, you know what it is.
Okay. From Judith Lardier, she says, I want to do the farmhouse Christmas ornaments for Jolly July. It is done on linen, which I can't do. Can you suggest a 14 or 16 count Aida that is close to the linen color?
It's not done in linen. It was done in 10 count vintage country mocha. think. Is that the right? It was done in 10 count oatmeal. So I would do that on 14 count lamb's wool. Yeah, 14 count lamb's wool would be my recommendation.
Okay, and then also from Judith, she says, I couldn't find the Classic Colorworks color called Blackbird sold individually on your site. I saw it in thread packs. Is it available individually?
Yeah, it will be. We're just sold out right now. It'll come back in.
Okay. And then an interesting question from Linda Williamson. She says, are there guidelines about posting finished projects on Facebook or Instagram? Do the designers mind close-up pictures?
I don't think they mind close-up pictures of your stitching, but definitely not the chart. That's why when I flash them, I just want you to like get the glimpse. But yeah, I think the work. I mean, a lot of the designers are online. If they don't like what you're doing, I'm sure they will let you know in a nice way. You know, I mean, you could always email them or direct message them on Facebook and ask them also.
Okay. April Jackson says, strands number on gauge is for both DMC and Orifloss, or just DMC?
Just, basically it's just a general guide, so it would just be generally. For Orifloss, if you wanted to add to it, you could. Just because Orifloss is a tiny bit thinner. And like I always say, is just do a little, if you're not sure, like if this is going to be your piece, you could, before you start in this very corner, you know, do a couple stitches, see how it looks, and then decide. Because, I mean, in the end, this is going to get cut off. So you could always just test it.
Alright, and Maria Schmitz was asking, can I print the calendar for July stitching?
Yes, and so to get the pattern, you can get the PDF in the description box. Yes, okay. And then also you can get it on my Facebook group, which is Kimberly's Stitch Squad, or you can get it in the Real Housewives of Cross Stitch Facebook group, which is called Stitching with the Housewives. So, and it's also going to be on our blog later in the week. So we have it lots of places, and we made it super cute so that y'all would want to use it.
Okay. And okay. Shelly Fry says, an amateur question here. If you're stitching on Ivory Ada, how do you get white to show better? More strands of thread?
I would just use, no, I would use a brighter white. I would use bright white, like, is it Snow White or bright white, or I would not use thicker threads.
B5200?
Yeah, B5200. I would use that. And I don't think that white always has to pop out exactly. I think it blends in, and when you're done, you'll kind of just see it.
Lisa Dye was asking, does the Monaco fabric come in a stark white color?
So we have one Monaco left. We started with 3, and the tea-dyed sold out in 2 days or 1 day. The white that we have is all we have, but we have put on order every single thing that DMC has, and we kind of just get what we get because they're selling it still pre-cut, but they're no longer making it in the bolts. So it's kind of limited. We kind of just get what we get. So what we have is a version of a white, and then once that's gone, we hope to get more, but we have no like guarantee on any of that because you're talking about like a huge big corporation who could probably care less about like our little bitty order. But it's just a big company. I think it's based in another country. You can't order direct from them. So, you know, it's just going through kind of hoops to get it.
Okay. Anne-Marie says, will FQS be carrying any other Lizzie Kate patterns like Christmas rules or Halloween rules?
Those are, I don't think they're at Hoffman anymore. So basically we just kind of bought up what's left.
And we have a request from April Buckland. She said, Fat Quarter Shop FlossTube, can you please stock the 30 count Portobello studio line linen that goes with the Grandma's Quilt and Douglas Fir cross stitch patterns that I purchased from you?
It's the Jack Frost's farm, the fabric used.
Sure, Denise will order a bolt and we'll cut it in-house.
Yay, April. Okay.
Maybe we would have to do that as a yard.
Yeah, I can look into it.
Okay, so we'll look into that.
Anna Sendeja says, could you please demonstrate how to make a berry-shaped cross stitch?
I don't have any idea what that is.
I'm not sure either, so if you could clarify for us, Anna. And then last comment here, I just thought it was funny from Kat Dodd. She said, "Good morning, everyone, watching from work. Shh, don't tell. Gotta get some ideas and my Kimberly fix where and when I can."
That's so funny.
I thought that was hilarious.
Thank you. So awesome. So thanks for watching. I totally appreciate your support. I couldn't do this every week without you guys. Next week we will be working on the bottom left. Oh, actually the bottom right. Bottom right. And I'm going to do the little yellow ropey rope. And y'all have a great week.
Mm-hmm.